Good morning, everybody, and welcome to How is boot camp going? The boot camp's going very well, by the way. I would recommend all of you, if you're long-term, welcome to OptionPit, everybody. Sorry, this is Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com. Back home in Maine after 5 days with Mark. Doing some interesting stuff, getting our next year ready, redoing some courses. Also, we did the boot camps in the evening. Mark did some interesting stuff last night from his Russell Rhodes project. Remember, please self-mute when you come into the room. Yeah, I know, totally. Nikos, they're all posted here. Okay, everybody, all the content is posted. Of course, that one is not posted, but I'll remind Mark to post it. Right, everything is posted. It's all available to you, to subscribers. Okay. I got to remind him to post his PowerPoint there, so he's probably doing that this morning. All right. But it's, it was for I think the new boot campers and, potential OptionPit customers are liking what they're seeing. So, all right, with that, that is, again, where that winds down our year of events. Just to let you know here, like, see, we have a schedule. Let's go to the month. For OptionPit itself, we'll have regular schedule next week, which will be posted today. We have a normal schedule to the 24th. Then we have the reduced schedule like we had this week from the 26th all the way through the 1st as a slow week. Okay? And then we're back to just normal in January. All right? So let's kind of look at what's going on in the market. So my first thing, you've got a couple of destabilizing things going on. One is oil. Prices keep going down. And remember, the market doesn't like uncertainty. And that's what we're seeing. Okay? So oil prices keep going lower. And we saw a little bit of remember on the market opening, and then we have a little pop in XIV now, which is the inverse product. But take a look here at VIX, and let's just look at oil. You can use the crude contract, but this is good enough, right? Okay, basically, what, drops $1 a day, this contract. So as long as there's no bottom to this, that is still making people nervous, right? And I think on Wednesday we looked at like VXX and some trades there. I think we should still revisit and start looking at some of those trades again. But the reality is the market is, and I would like to, the next thing we have to do is just look at the calendar for when all this stuff with the budget's going on and see if that problem is solved. Because that, again, also, remember, the vol starts to jump right before this budget, because we have this sort of endless problem with the U.S. government not being able to do their job. It doesn't really seem to end for us. They've got to make everything be a pain in the behind when it comes to the budget. So why they're managing so much of our economy, it still kind of strikes me a little strange. But, okay, but the reality is we have 10-day volatilities around 11. Okay, we've had definitely some movement recently, right? Solid. We had a 30-point day, 20-point day in the SPX. And today, though, VIX dropped a little bit. But one thing I noticed here earlier is I believe VXX is still up. Right? We have a little, so we still have a little bit for the vol futures, right? So even though you have VIX cash dropping, the vol futures are not dropping. All right. So that to me means there's a fair amount of uncertainty out there. Actually, there's quite a bit. This morning, at least on the close yesterday, VIX is bid over almost every term. Okay. Now the DEES future is not pointing. The DEES future is not pointing over quite yet, over the back. So I think in 18 vol, the market's still like, remember, we're not at like the panic level yet, where there's just a wild bid for vol. So what this really is I think, is more nervous, right? Nervous about oil, what happens to some of these third world countries. Maybe we should look at some like emerging bond debt ETFs to see how that stuff is being priced out. So, how does oil slide affect a lot of big oil producers? Okay. Actually, it's good for India. It's good for China. I don't think it's super good for Brazil. Certainly not good for Russia, and that thing is in the basement as well. And we just took off that Russian trade this week. So you have a vol market that is nervous, all right, but not panicking, at least not yet. Okay. Now remember too, with these measures, right? VIX cash is the shorter term VIX measure. Right now it's trading 1882. So let's go look at the term structure a little bit. Okay. So you got a little bit of backwardation here. Okay, in the term structure. So we're still looking for some movement up here. They haven't totally given this up yet by any stretch. So there's some nervousness, but it's not panic nervousness. So we'll look at some plays, I think, in a little bit for this. What works? I think we could do some Vega neutral plays at this point, especially with the market just sold off from its recent highs. There's a lot of potential movement out here. More stable destabilization could freak people out a little more. Congress could always do us a favor and, maybe pass something that would crush volatility as well. So you've got enough catalyst out there to kind of make the market move a little bit. All right, so we'll discuss some of that in the pit report today. Okay. Other than that, where stocks go while all this stuff is going on, who knows? The wind has still been at the market's back for the most part, but the more we have, like we've had these Greek elections, which are possibly destabilizing. Oil prices are now starting to worry people because they're getting too cheap, even though long term that's going to end up being good for consumers. And you have Congress doing their normal dance. So we just need to fit a timeline around all this to create some ideas. All right? All right, everybody. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.